The starting point of this research is the idea of economic recovery. What do we know about this process? Do we understand it? If we look at data for GDP in the US in the figure on the left, but other advanced countries would also look similar, we see that negative shocks tend to be followed by V-shaped recoveries. And this is reflected in macroeconomic models, such as standard ESGs. But then the productive capacity of the economy, the potential output, is not typically affected by recessions. However, the Great Recession was followed by an L-shaped recovery. And if you think about potential output as a train moving on the dotted green line, you can see it switching track in conjunction with the crisis. And if we look at the actual estimates of potential output published in the US, in the figure on the right, we can see that these were revised down as the crisis unfolded until the output gap closed, but not because GDP recovered, but because potential output was revised down. And this is what we call the switching track. This paper aims to offer a model to reconcile episodes of V-shaped and L-shaped recovery. And this is possible by modifying the technology of the standard ESG with an AK technology instead of a Cobb-Douglas, which allows us to generate L-shaped recoveries. And the contribution of this paper is to show that standard monetary policy interventions can generate V-shaped recoveries in this framework. A Taylor rule provides stimulus and protects the productive capacity of the economy as long as the shock is not very large or overly persistent, and the estimates of potential output are not revised down. And these are the results. As you can see, the model can generate an L-shaped recovery if we calibrate the Great Recession shocks, but the model can also generate a V-shaped recovery for small shocks as long as the Taylor rule targeting the output gap is in place. If you look at the blue line, the figure on the right. And here I'm showing a textbook TFP shock, but this holds for demand shocks too. So I encourage you to check out the paper to learn more.